Today I'm bringing you the ultimate Tenpai Dragon combo guide for the post-Legacy of Destruction competitive Yu-Gi-Oh formats. What's Boshin? You got Matt here, and welcome to another competitive Yu-Gi-Oh video, and welcome to episode number 3 of Tenpai Dragon Week. Last time around, I brought you an incredible Tenpai Dragon deck profile, but this time I want to bring you some awesome Tenpai Dragon combos that are going to be great for going first, going second, to break boards, and even to OTK. So if you're excited for the video, then make sure to smash the like button. If this video hits 300 likes, I'll bring you some live duels with Tenpai Dragon against some of the best meta decks. Also, if you like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, including deck profiles, guides on how to beat the best decks, meta discussions, and videos just like this one, you're gonna love this channel, so make sure to subscribe. But with that being said, here's the ultimate Tenpai Dragon combo guide for the post-Legacy of Destruction competitive Yu-Gi-Oh format. Let's jump into it. So I have like 6 or 7 different combos that I want to show off to you guys today. A few that are good going first, some that are good going second, then a few just small interactions that you have to know if you want to play Tenpai Dragon. So the first combo we're going to show off is going to be pretty much any way to get to 2 Tenpai Dragon monsters on the field. What I'm going to show off for you for this combo is just going to be a copy of red and a copy of white. You're going to go ahead and normal summon your copy of Hydra, use the effect to add any of the spell cards. We'll add Kaiman in this case here. We'll use Chandra's effect to special summon itself because we control a fire dragon monster. And then we can go ahead and just use these two as link material to go into our copy of Spheres. And then Spheres is great because on our opponent's turn, we can use the effect, tribute it for cost to be able to bounce a card on the field to the hand, and then use its second effect in the graveyard to summon out perhaps a copy of Vajra from the deck maybe, and we can use that effect to bring out Chandra, and then in battle phase, use the effect Chandra or Vajra to be able to then quick synchro and just black rose the board. So that's really why having Spheres on the field is so appealing to this deck. So that's a great combo going first if you only have 2 Tenpai monsters you can get onto the field. So just in case you didn't know, there are exactly 10 different 2-card combinations of Tenpai monsters and Sangen spells that are in the deck. So if you have access to 8 of those combinations, then this next combo is going to work. The combinations that will not work are going to be exactly green and red, and summoning and Kaiman. Anything else will work to get to this line. I could show you an easier line to get there, but I don't think it accomplishes that much by showing you the best case scenario all the time. So what you're going to need for this combo, this specific combo, is going to be a copy of green, a copy of Kaiman, and any blank card to use as a discard. So it's a 3-card combo, 2.5 card combo really. You're going to start by activating Kaiman here, using the effect to go ahead and add from your deck to your hand a copy of Hydra. You're then going to go ahead and use Hydra here, normal summoning it, activating the effect to add the field spell from deck to hand. You're then going to activate your field spell, use the effect to add, in this case, it'll be red from deck to hand, and then discard your blank card to the graveyard. You're going to activate red to special summon out to the field, and then you're going to go ahead and synchro summon with these 2 into your copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon. This card is great here because now we can go ahead and use the effect of Ancient Fairy Dragon to special summon a level 4 lower monster from our hand. So we'll summon out Vajra. Vajra's effect will activate to summon out our copy of Chandra. We can then go ahead and use these 2 over here to summon out our copy of Sangenpai Biden Dragion. We're going to use Biden Dragion's effect to summon out our copy of Chandra once again. In reality, it doesn't matter. You can summon out any of your Tenpai monsters. We're now going to use Ancient Fairy Dragon's second effect, destroying Sangen Summoning, adding a copy of Necro Valley to hand, and gaining us 1,000 life points. We're then going to go ahead and use the Ancient Fairy Dragon and the Biden Dragion to synchro summon into Ultimaya Zolkin. You're then going to be able to go ahead and set your copy of Necro Valley. This will trigger the Zolkin's effect to special summon a level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monster from your extra deck. In this case, we'll summon out our copy of Crystal Wing, and then we're going to go ahead and use our Chandra and our Zolkin as a link material into our copy of Spheres once again. We'll flip up Necro Valley, and that's going to be our end board. So this end board is pretty scary because we have a negate, we have Necro Valley up, and we of course have the Spheres as well. And it's pretty accessible with 8 different combinations of Tenpai monsters and any discard. The next combo is going to be one that gets you access to Nirvana High Paladin with a copy of Secret Village of the Spellcasters on your side of the field. This is a really good lineup if you're going up against a Tenpai Dragon deck, for example, that focuses a lot on board breakers. It's also really good if you're going up against any deck like Runic, for example, or any deck that really relies heavily on spell cards in their deck. To do this, you can use any of the same 8 2-card combinations as the previous combo plus a discard. That's going to be the first line. That does require an extra spot in the extra deck. The second line is going to be less extra deck restrictive, but it's going to require one more specific card in your hand, and we'll get to that in a second. So for this specific version, I'm going to show off Fadra and Pydra, so white and green plus a discard. So you're going to start off by, of course, normal summoning your copy of Pydra, using its effect to add, in this case, we'll grab the copy of Summoning. We're going to go ahead and activate Summoning now, using the effect to add our copy of Red to our hand, then discard a blank card. We're going to go ahead and use the effect of Chandra to special summon it out, and then we're going to perform a synchro summon with these two into our copy of, once again, Ancient Fairy Dragon. We're going to use our copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon, this time summoning out our copy of Fadra, using the effect to summon out our copy of Chandra, and then we're going to go ahead and perform a synchro summon once again into, this time, our copy of Shooting Riser Dragon. Now this card on Synchro Summon allows us to send a monster from our deck to the graveyard with a lower level than this card, and then reduce this card's level by that card. So we're going to send, in this case, a level 4 monster, which is going to be Chandra. In my specific list, which if you haven't seen, the link is in the cards and in the description. This is the only other level 4 that we play in the deck. If you want to play a different one, send that one instead. There are other options. But because we sent a level 4, Riser Dragon is now a level 3. So we're going to go ahead and use Ancient Fairy Dragon, destroying our copy of Sangan Summoning to add our copy of Secret Village of the Spellcasters to our hand and gain 1,000 life points. We're then going to go ahead and use these two, Synchro Summon them off into our copy of Nirvana High Paladin, which I don't have a copy of in my collection right now, unfortunately, and then we'll activate Secret Village of the Spellcasters. So that's one way of getting to this lineup. We now have a massive 3,300 attack point beat stick with Secret Village of the Spellcasters online, which is really, really solid. Now this next combo is the second line that gets you to the whole Nirvana High Paladin situation. You can use, again, the exact same 8 2-card combinations that you had used for the previous 2 combos, but in this case, you can also use Summoning plus Kaiman together. And the reason why is because all you have to do is get to a situation where you have these 3 cards on the field right now. The Fadra in hand doesn't even matter. It's a blank card, okay? Just ignore it. Right now, if you have these 3 cards on the field, you can get access to Nirvana High Paladin, assuming one of your cards are a level 3 tuner monster. And here's how you do it. We're going to go ahead and synchro off our copies of Pydra and Chandra to once again make the Ancient Fairy Dragon. We're going to now use Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect to special summon a level 3 or level 4 or lower rather monster from our hand. In this case, we'll summon out our copy of Ash Blossom. Then we're going to go ahead and use Ancient Fairy Dragon, destroy our copy of Summoning to add our copy of Secret Village of the Spellcasters. We're then going to perform a Synchro Summon, a level 7 non-tuner Synchro monster, and a level 3 tuner equals a copy of Nirvana High Paladin. We're going to activate our copy of Secret Village of the Spellcasters, and that right there is going to be the exact same combination that we wanted to get to. So it works out well if you really want to go this line and you don't have access to the more interruption, or you don't want to go through Shooting Riser Dragon, you have a way to get to it at the very least. Now, as good as the Secret Village Spellcaster lock really is, it doesn't come without risks. In reality, there are 2, maybe even 3 points of interruption that you can use with Secret Village of the Spellcaster. The first is going to be Sangan Kaiman and Sangan Summoning. Hitting Sangan Kaiman with an Ash Blossom or Sangan Summoning with Ash Blossom or Ghost Ogre and stopping them from resolving is really bad, because if you don't have a field spell on the field, then Ancient Fairy Dragon can destroy one to be able to search for the copy of Secret Village. That brings us to Ancient Fairy Dragon. Because this card is not a Fire Dragon monster, it's weak to interruption. If you get hit with Imperm, Valor, Ash, Ogre, whatever the case might be, Ancient Fairy Dragon is gone, which means you can't actually get to Nirvana High Paladin in the slightest, and that really, really hurts. The same thing goes for Shooting Riser Dragon. It's also a weakness, but most of the time they're going to stop you from getting there in the first place because Ancient Fairy Dragon is the bigger problem, in my opinion. So yeah, these cards are the weaknesses of that line, but it is still a line that you should know just in case you're going up against a really bad matchup like Runic. This next combo is a going second combo that's going to show you how to OTK through Dimension Shifter. D-Shifter is one of the best cards that Tenpai Dragon can play because they can actually do a lot through Shifter and get to game pretty easily. So for this combo, I'm going to show you 2 different variants of it, but basically both are going to play through Shifter. The first line will have Fadra and Kaiman, and the second line will have Pydra and Chandra. So we'll go ahead and start off by activating Dimension Shifter on our opponent's turn. They'll pass to us with a really lackluster board that's not super crazy. Maybe there's 2 monsters on the field and that's really it. We're going to start off with the green and a spell card combination. We're going to go ahead and activate Sangan Kaiman to be able to add our copy of Chandra from deck to hand. That'll get banished. We're then going to go ahead and normal summon out our copy of Fadra. Then we're going to use Chandra's effect to special summon itself. we're going to go to battle phase, we're going to attack with Chandra, trigger Chandra's effect and damage step to special summon our copy of Pydra. On summon, Pydra will trigger to set our copy of Sangan Summoning to our side of the field. This is pretty important here. We're then going to go ahead and attack with Phaedra as well, and now we can assume that both of these monsters destroyed our opponent's smaller field because most decks right now, like for example Snake Eye, aren't playing giant monsters, especially through Shifter, they're playing much smaller monsters. We're going to go ahead and use the effect of our Tenpai Dragon Phaedra to be able to quick synchro during the battle phase and go into our copy of Sangenpai Bident Dragion, which is really important here because it's a pretty big body. And the reason why this is important as well is because let's say our opponent did have a monster that had around 2500 defense or attack and we couldn't beat over it. Now we definitely can. So Bident Dragion will attack, deal 26. Pydra will attack, deal 17. That in total here, 26 and 17 is 43, I believe. We can then use Pydra's effect to quick synchro into our copy of the Trident Dragion. There we go, Trident Dragion. Use Trident Dragion's effect, destroy our face down field spell, trigger the face down field spell to double the attack of the Dragion. This now has 2 attacks, one because of the extra one from the field spell, and then a double attack boost as well. So we're going to now swing in for 6,000 twice, and that's going to be game under Shifter. The second line is extremely similar, but we're going to be starting with red and with white. So of course we have Shifter on our opponent's turn. They pass to us with a really lackluster board. We're gonna start by activating our copy of Pydra, or normal summoning our copy of Pydra. Using the effect, in this case, we're going to go ahead and add our copy of Summoning to our hand. We can then go ahead and activate our copy of Summoning. We can also set it directly from the deck. It doesn't really matter, but if you want to get more extension here, more protection, you can definitely do that with the Summoning here. We're going to go ahead and activate our copy of Chandra to special summon it. We're then going to go to battle phase and attack with Pydra, and then trigger Chandra in the damage step to summon our copy of Phaedra from our deck directly. We're then going to go ahead and attack and destroy those monsters that are on the field, trigger our copy of Pydra here, and then perform a quick synchro once again into Bident Dragion. Bident Dragion will be able to attack directly for 26. We'll attack with 16 with Phaedra for 42 total. We're then going to synchro summon with Phaedra and Bident Dragion, and then go into our Trident Dragion once again. Effect to pop the field spell, double its attack, and gain an extra attack in the battle phase, swing for 6,000 twice, and that there is going to be the game once again under Shifter. The next combo I want to show off is a board breaking combo that utilizes just your engine and that's it. It's basically a 2.5 card combo. It requires Sangan Summoning with either Pydra or Chandra, so red or white, and the discard. You're going to start off by activating your copy of Sangan Summoning, using the effect to add the opposite color. So if you have white, you go ahead and add red. If you have red, you go ahead and add white. So in this case here, I'm going to go ahead and add my copy of red, and then we have to discard a card. So we're going to discard our blank card. We're going to normal summon our copy of Pydra, use the effect to add Kaiman from our deck to our hand, and then we're going to go ahead and activate our effect of Chandra to special summon it. At this point in time, it's basically game. When we get to this situation here, we're in an amazing situation because we have our non-tuner and our tuner on the field, and our fire dragons are protected from activated effects during main phase 1. So during main phase 1, we're going to synchro summon with these two into our copy of a Black Rose Dragon, which on synchro summon will activate and we can destroy everything on the field, including our copy of Summoning, which does hurt a little bit, but it really doesn't matter at all because our opponent's entire board will be destroyed as well. Then we're going to go straight to battle phase. And you know what? Kaiman effect, add to hand, Phaedra, special summon Phaedra. Phaedra effect will activate. We're going to go ahead and special summon our copy of Chandra. We're going to go to attack declaration, attack directly for 16, damage step, trigger Chandra, which will summon out from our deck, in this case, another copy of the Pydra. So we've dealt 16, we've dealt 15, we've dealt 17. That should be, I think it's 50 something if I'm mistaken. And then we're going to go ahead and use Phaedra here to synchro with Chandra into our copy of Bident Dragion. Bident Dragion will summon back our copy of Chandra, for example. Here we'll go Bident attack, we'll go synchro with Phaedra and Bident Dragion into our copy of either Trident Dragion or into our copy of Transcend Dragion, and this will be game for sure. So that's it. That's the combo that gets you where to be able to blow up your opponent's entire board with an unaffected Black Rose Dragon and have a chance to easily win the game in the battle phase alone. Now let's rewind for a second and get back to this specific board that we have on field right now. We just used the effect of Chandra to special summon it out to the field, and we haven't activated Kaiman just yet. What if our opponent has an end board that has no back row at all, and all they have is monster cards? Well, then we're actually in an even better situation, because instead of going for Black Rose Dragon, we can just go ahead and synchro these two into our copy of Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. Now this card is great because During the main phase, our opponent can't act, we're immune to activated effects by our opponent on our Fire Dragon monsters, just like Meteor Burst Dragon is. But in the battle phase, we aren't. That's where Meteor Burst comes in. Our opponent can't activate monster effects in the battle phase. So what are we going to do? Well, we summoned out Meteor Burst. We're now going to go to battle phase. We're going to activate Kaiman, and it's the exact same thing we just did. We add to hand Fadra, we special summon Fadra. Fadra effect to add Chandra to our side of the field. We're then going to go ahead, I'll put it over here. We're then going to go ahead and be able to use our copy of Chandra as we attack to be able to summon out our copy of Hydra from the deck. And then we have access to, again, everything we had before, but this time we have another body on field in the form of Meteor Burst Dragon. Just know that as you're trying to break your opponent's board, you do not want to use the effect or get rid of your Meteor Burst Dragon. That is important, okay? So we're going to go ahead and attack with Chandra, attack with Fadra, attack with Pydra, everything. We're going to use Pydra here to synchro with the Chandra into our copy of the Bident Dragion. Bident Dragion effect will activate. We're going to bring back our copy of the Chandra over here. We can then go ahead and use our copy, or attack again with these guys, use our copy of the Fadra to synchro summon with the Bident Dragion. We're going to go ahead and use these two to go into our copy of the Trident Dragion. You really want to go to Trident Dragion over here, because if you don't, you're going to have a harder time to OTK, depending on the amount of monsters they have. You're going to use Trident Dragion's effect here, destroy Chandra, destroy Summoning. Destroy them both will get you an additional 2 attacks. Summoning will target Trident Dragion, giving it a double boost in its attack. And then you can always use the effect of Bident Dragion as well to summon it out to the field, and then swing in for lethal once again. So for completion's sake, I wanted to go over the 30,000 damage line you could do with Tenpai Dragon, and I'll show you how to do it through Pot of Prosperity. Now keep in mind, it won't be 30,000 damage through Prosperity, it'll be less than that because of the attack or the damage reducing effect, but it is still important to know. So we're gonna go ahead and use Pot of Prosperity. In this case, with this hand, we'll add, just a random board breaker, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go ahead and activate Sangan Summoning, use the effect to be able to search for our copy of White in this case. There it is, and then discard a blank card. We're then going to go ahead and normal summon our copy of White, use the effect to add a Kaiman from deck to hand. We're going to activate Chandra to special summon it out, and then we're going to go ahead and run to battle phase. We're going to go and attack with Chandra, use the effect of Chandra to special summon our copy of Fadra from the deck, and that's in damage step, so it can't be negated by Ash Blossom. We'll attack with Fadra for 16, we'll attack with Pydra for 17, that's 3 attacks in, which is already very important. We're then going to use Fadra to synchro summon with our copy of Chandra over here and go into our copy of Bident Dragion. Bident Dragion's effect will activate, targeting the Fadra to special summon it. Fadra will activate, summoning Chandra, and there we go. We can now attack with 1, 2, 3 more monsters. We'll then use Pydra effect to synchro with the Chandra over here to be able to summon out our copy of the Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. This will just protect us just a little bit more, just in case we really need to. And then we'll go ahead and use the effect of Sangenpai Bident Dragion to synchro with our Fadra into our copy of the Transcend Dragion. We can go ahead and attack with both of these monsters, and then we can use the effect of Bident Dragion to special summon itself back out because there were more than 3 attacks that were declared this turn, and then we can destroy a spell or trap card on the field if we would like to. We're not going to do that because we have one more play to do. We're going to go ahead and activate Kaiman. We're going to search for either white or green. It doesn't really matter in this case here. We'll summon out in this case green, and then we'll be able to perform a synchro summon with the effect of green and the copy of our Bident Dragion into our copy of the Trident Dragion. Pop, pop, 2 more attacks, effect to boost it to 6,000, and then we can also bring back our copy of Transcend Dragion, swing 3 times, 6,000 each, and then swing for 3,000. Now obviously the damage that you're seeing on screen is cut in half because of Pot of Prosperity, but it is still very, very much over lethal. So there you have it, 6 different combos with variations for Tenpai Dragon. If you made it this far in the video, you must have enjoyed it, so make sure to smash the like button, and of course subscribe to the channel as well for more amazing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh videos. I hope you've been enjoying Tenpai Dragon Week, and remember, by the end of it, you'll know how to beat and play Tenpai Dragon. Check out my sponsor, Imperium Duelist, and use code OSHEA10, OSHEA10 for 10% off your purchase, and of course follow me on Twitter and join the Discord server, both of which are linked in the description. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.